Greetings, free thinkers. Welcome to the Hoggcast. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing fine. I certainly am. Okay, what do we have for you on today's episode, even? We have two clips to watch, both related. And a quick disclaimer. Look, what you do in your bedroom with whoever it is, whatever they are, that's your choice. Okay, but, and there's always a but, we have moved on from that. Okay, progressivism has forced us in the direction of a society in which, and I use the word junk not derogatory, I use it in its actual, the word junk in its actual meaning, in that this is junk science. What is being pushed is not real. Okay, it's like back in the days when people believed that the earth was flat and you had to work very hard to try to convince the powers that be, who controlled the flow of information, that the world was actually spherical. Well, now it's gone the other way. Now we believe that the world is spherical, we've got all the evidence, but norms, traditions, facts, even science like biology is coming under attack by people who, sure, they might not think that the world's flat, but they do believe that men like me, I could be a lesbian. Western thought has been, the flagship of Western thought has been condensed down to liberal arts and social studies. Computer science is it's boring to the youth today. No, their dream is to go down that social studies route, the humanities route. Anyway, look, enough yapping from me. If you haven't yet, by all means subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell and share this video around. Leave a comment below, do all those things, and it would greatly benefit my motivation, but also it will also greatly benefit the channel, because that might just remind the YouTube algorithm that this channel does actually indeed exist. So let's go. Okay, so the first clip.
Wanting to address this for a really long time because they lesbians are so fucking valid, and here's why. When we think about lesbians, we think of women loving women. And a lot of us are taught that only women can be lesbians. But actually, if you look at the definitions of all of the lines in the lesbian flag, there is a place for gender nonconforming and non-binary people. And a lot of the people who use he, they pronouns identify as non-binary, which does not inherently make them men. Like, take me for example, I used to identify as a lesbian. I don't anymore, but I used to for a very long time. And, like, I really enjoy masculine adjectives for myself, like king or, like, whatever. But that doesn't mean that I feel like a man, like a masculine man.
To be a king has a connotation to it, right? It's not simply a masculine adjective, okay? To be a king would be to be a man who has been crowned the ruling monarch of a country, okay? It's not like tough guy. You know, it's not like a masculine adjective. It's just the male form of a queen. A queen is essentially a female king. A king is essentially a male queen. You see, we have the language there. We've had it for centuries. Okay, what the likes of this young woman is pushing is confusion on a plate. That's all she's serving up to people. And then, to be fair to her, look, she wasn't born with this information. She's been taught this. She's been taught to think this. Okay?
On the inside, I still very much identify with not fitting into the gender binary, even though I use binary terms. And so, if you're non-binary...
See, this is what Western thought has devolved into. Western scientific thought used to be the pinnacle of planet Earth. It's what gave us everything around you in your house, in my house, where that benefits us, that gives us comfort, gives us convenience, gives us knowledge. And then we have this postmodernist mindset, which throws all that out as toxic. They just focus on the immutable characteristics. You notice this person is obsessed with gender, obsessed with orientation. This person they haven't spoken anything else other than immutable characteristics, immutable characteristics, immutable characteristics. They look through the world in that lens.
And you solely only like non-binary people and women, being a lesbian could be the right label for you. I hope.
Why do you need a label? This is the thing that the left don't get, that us conservatives do, right? And again, I would rather not have to label myself as a conservative, not because I'm ashamed of it, but because I don't want labels. But the modern culture war we find ourselves in, a culture war that, afraid to say, the left began, you have to label yourself because you will be defined into a group, because that is what the people who taught her to think like this, and I would bet my bottom dollar she's either currently at university or has been to university in some capacity, and I will go further and make a secondary bet, and because I know I'd win the first one, and then with all my winnings of that first bet, I'd put on the second bet that I know what she studied. Gender studies. She went into college a perfectly normal human being, and then she's come out as a gender-obsessed ideologue. And she's got student debt to boot. Okay, so next we have the next clip in which we are being informed by another ideologue that this is what I mean, right? When I said that the woke standards of today were different from yesterday, and tomorrow they'll be different than today, it's because of stuff like this. Now, a further little, just a tiny quick disclaimer, and it's important, so please don't skip through this, right? I'll only be a second. But I'm not saying he's a bad person or she. I'm not entirely sure where this person fits in. And the woman before, the young lady before in the first clip, I'm not saying they're bad people. They're probably great people. What I'm saying is their ideas are, in my opinion, bad. I don't agree with them. And this is the thing that us conservatives can do that a lot of leftists, I'm afraid to say, can't, from what I've seen. Okay, I could be wrong, but from what I've seen, most can't. And that is being able to separate the person from the idea. The thing from the belief. For example, I like to game. Far Cry 5 is a game I'm playing with my friend from Costa Rica at the moment, Toto. And in that, there is a lot of hick references. There's a lot of references to Donald Trump and the Trump campaign and things like that. I love Donald Trump. I'm a Donald Trump supporter, a happy supporter of his. I thought he was a magnificent man. But even though this game that I play gripes at Donald Trump and pokes fun at conservatives such as myself, I can still enjoy the game because I can separate a thing from a belief, a person from an idea. So these people are probably good people, but their ideas are bad. They are going to confuse, they are confusing a lot of people, especially the young, and that's the target audience for them. That's the people they want confused. So you can't form what they want is a society where you and me can't agree on a basic thing. For example, this. They want a society where I say this is a mobile phone, a cell phone, and you say no, it's not, it's a pineapple. And me and you can't agree on whether this is a pineapple or whether it's a cell phone. And if you can't agree, you can't unite.
Let's talk about libidoist and non-libidoist asexuals.
So this is a term that it's just invented. This is a whole category of person that did not exist yesterday, but does exist today.
This is part 19 of Ace Ed. Libidoist is a term used to describe any person, regardless of orientation, that experiences sexual urges or desires. They have a libido. They might have sexual relationships, have a desire to participate in sexual acts, or self-stimulate. Libidoist asexuals exist because libido and sexual attraction are not the same thing. Most allosexuals are libidoists, so some people assume that libidoist asexuals
An allosexual.
are just allosexual. Not the case. Non-libidoist is used to describe anyone who does not have an active sex drive, or at least a very low one. They don't typically feel the need to self-stimulate or participate in sexual acts. This is how most people perceive asexuality, and a large percent of us do fall under non-libidoist. However, allosexuals can also be non-libidoist. Let's talk about libidoist and non.
So we've gone back to the start. I'm actually lost for I don't really know what to say. It's like a fragmentation grenade, but instead of the grenade having explosives in it, it's got misinformation in it, ideology in it, and it gets thrown on the ground, and all of this, in my opinion, bunkum just explodes everywhere. Everywhere, it goes everywhere, all over the university, for example, the workplace, when you get these inclusion officers coming in at expense to the company they will come in, and I've seen this in workplaces where they will just immediately, they will pitch everyone against everyone else. You belong to this group, you belong to that orientation, you belong to this religion. You're an oppressor over that one. You're oppressed by that one. Thank you. Give me the check. Goodbye. And then everyone at that workforce now no longer sees each other in the same light anymore. They were once a team, a united front. Now they are a loosely connected group of competing ideologies. What do you say to this? Again, I'm not saying that he or she is a bad person. The woman before, not saying they're a bad person. I can separate, again, ideas from the person. But let me tell you, these ideas concern me. When you are formulating an idea that you are going to pro-offer to other people, to society, to your community, you need to make sure it's something that's going to help them, not divide them or confuse them. Why do you need to define yourself as 16,000 different things? Why? Who does it benefit? It certainly doesn't benefit you. Explain it to me. Anyway, look, I'll leave it there. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comment section below. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to the channel if you found this video informative or entertaining. Smash that like button. Subscribe. Let me know what you think in the oh, and share. It's very important. Share this video around. I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.